Attached to my weaning pen, I built another pasture. I'm not good at guessing acreage. I'd guess it's maybe 1.5 acres. But I do have a few dozer piles in it I got to clean out. But this is it I'm panning around to. And that's Hank, and he kind of showed up at the house and moved in with us. I don't know where he came from, but we kept him anyway. But this also attaches to that fence that I built going down my drive and in front of my house. It's the cattle panels with the big 6-inch post. And then I just use tube gates, but on the gates you have to put some kind of smaller wire. This is a 2x4 wire just to keep the goats from crawling through it. And on this I started using the red brand wire, goat and sheep wire. It's got the 4x4 squares, and it stretches really good. I like the way it rolls out. I like the way it stretches tight. And I tend to put about 7 or 8 steel posts, T-posts, which is about 12 foot apart, before I put a brace. That way you can stretch small stretches and get the fence a whole lot tighter, and it's just a whole lot easier to handle that way. But this is just walking down the fence. Then over here a little ways, put me a bigger 12-foot gate just so I can get in here with a dozer, trailer, truck, whatever I need to get in here with. And on my braces, I just use treated 2x4s, run them level with the, put a level on them, make them level. You can't really run them with the ground around here. We live in the hills and we got terraces and dips and everything else, so you gotta basically run them about, first one 10 inches off the ground and the other 2x4s 16 inches apart after that. This is walking down that fence some more. And we did do a lot of using tie wire, but the actual fence clips that comes with these works pretty good on attaching the wire to the steel post. And we're walking by one of those big dozer piles. I gotta get cleaned up right now. And then down here, because we do live in the hills, like I said, we got terraces, we got a lot of dips. I'll kind of show you what we do. When you stretch the wire, you end up with a, when you got a dip or terrace or something, you end up with your wire off the ground. So any place like that, the way we fix that is we cut cedar post, which I don't have a shortage of cedar around here. And then when we get to one of those dips, we'll take a cedar post and set in it and tie that cedar post to the fence. Like this was a place where one of those dips, because I think it looks like where I pushed a cedar tree out of the way and it made a hole. But anyway, we'll just take a cedar log, tie it to the fence. That'll keep your goats from crawling through it. And there's my other dog, that's Echo. She's our Labradoodle. And this is at a corner. And down here, where we had a kind of a little ditch running through the field, we ended up with a big dip, and the goats could crawl through it real easily. So we had to get a pretty big cedar post, put in that dip, plus add a couple smaller ones just to fill in the gap. But that'll keep your goats from crawling through it. Works really well. My goats hadn't got out yet. And then this is just looking down it to the other corner, another brace post, and everything's basically the same after that. But that's my pasture attached to my weaning pen, and turned out to be a pretty good fencing project. And I got another one that I'm almost done with. It's a little bigger fence, but it goes up the hill, across a few terraces. I don't know if you can see it very well in this lighting, but it wraps around and goes back toward my house. It's quite a bit bigger than this fence, but hopefully I'll get some goats put in it this week sometime.